team with a .364 batting average. That is 12th in the conference. Driver as the number 3 hitter, a lethal part of this lineup, which has struggled this season. They are 11th in the league coming into this tournament in hitting at just a .263 batting average. So Catawba will look to spark offensively to start this game, and they will have a tough test against the other ace of this staff for Lenoir-Rhyne, Andrew Patrick, the redshirt junior, 6'3", 210 pounds from Catawba. And he will get things rolling as the first pitch is upstairs for a ball. Our first pitch time coming in at 7:59 Eastern Time. Much later than expected after the Wingate game against Queens went a little long. This is game number 3 in day 3 here in the Pilot Flying J SAC tournament. Andrew Patrick will fire, and this 2-0 is high. 3 balls and no strikes to Levi Perel, the shortstop, who's hitting .256 this season. The speedster with 25 stolen bases. This is Catawba's 3rd game of this tournament. They're 2-0. And that's a 4-pitch walk to start the game. Not exactly what you want to see from Andrew Patrick to begin this contest. Patrick from Catawba, the Catawba area, so he is very familiar with this program. And the next batter is the hot-hitting Luke Spiva, left fielder. And there's a strike, the first of the game for Patrick. Throw over to first to check on Perel, who again is a stolen base threat. He's got 25 steals and 27 attempts. The defense surrounding the starter, Andrew Patrick, left to right in the outfield, Bryce Stober, Wade Cutta, David Bell. Here is the 0-1, and it's pulled on the ground sharply. Perino fields, throws to second for 1, return throw Achilles. It's an easy 3-6-3 double play, 2 down. Lenoir-Rhyne's defense stands up here in the top of the first inning. Watch this one more time. Spiva right at Perino. He's able to scurry back to the first base bag. And as easy as 1, 2, 3 right there, there are 2 down. That is exactly what Andrew Patrick needed after throwing 4 balls to start this game. This is the leading hitter on the Catawba Indians, Dylan Driver, who plays center today. On the infield for Lenoir-Rhyne, rounding out the defensive alignment, Eric Ramirez at third, Luis Achilles at short, Cole Laskowski at second, Anthony Perino at first, and Nick Clarno, one of the best catchers in the Southeast region, is behind home plate. Here is the 1-1 pitch, and this is vaulted high up in the air, shallow center field. Wade Cutta rushes in, and the center fielder makes the catch to retire the side. Well, that was quick. 1, 2, 3 the hard way. A 3-6-3 double play helps Lenoir-Rhyne defensively, and the Bears, the 4 seed in the SAC tournament, will bat for the first time today when we return on the SAC Digital Network.
You've got to see this place.
You gotta see this place.
You've got to see this place.
You gotta 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 see this place.
You've gotta see this place.
You got to see this place. You gotta see this place.
You gotta see this place.
I guess that's the Rally Bear, maybe, on the left side of your screen. That LR dugout is very excited after what was an unbelievable performance. Top right corner of your screen with the sunglasses, that's Josh Lanham, who tossed an absolute gem last night, as we'll get to that in just a moment. This is LR's starting lineup, highlighted by the 3 and 4 hitters, Drew Yanesta and Nick Clarno. Yanesta coming into this tournament, 49 RBIs, tied for 4th in the South Atlantic Conference. And Nick Clarno with a 386 batting average coming into this tournament, 5th in the South Atlantic Conference. And they will face Ben Gilks, who will make his second appearance in this tournament. He pitched 2 shutout innings on Thursday in the play-in game, the single elimination game that Catawba won in dramatic fashion. First pitch swinging from David Bell, and he skies it into shallow right field. Henderson Lentz charges in, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. David Bell, the right fielder, is retired to start the bottom of the first inning. Before we recap Catawba's road to this point, 2-0 in the SAC tournament, the defense surrounding Ben Gilks in the outfield, Luke Spiva in left, Dylan Driver in center, Henderson Lentz is in right field. On the infield, Cameron Mills, the third baseman, Levi Perel at short, Carlos Lara at second, Braxton Davis at first, and Zach Miller is the backstop. So Catawba had to win a do-or-die game on Thursday against Mars Hill. They were down 6-0 after 6 innings against Mars Hill, a team with a losing record. This is lined down the right field line. It is fair, and extra bases for Cole Laskowski. He will stop at second. It is a 1-out double for the number 2 hitter in the lineup for Chris Ramirez and LR. This one tugs inside the line, and Laskowski, who was hitless yesterday, has his first hit of this tournament. Here's Drew Yanesta. So Catawba was down 6-0 in that do-or-die game on Thursday, came back and rallied to win 7-6 in extra innings. And then yesterday, in their first game of the double elimination portion of this tournament, put together an impressive 11-4 win over Newberry. But their pitching has been an issue this season. They've been very up and down. Here's Drew Yanesta. And that is downstairs for a ball. 2-0 to one of the most dangerous hitters in this tournament. First team All-SAC selection as a designated hitter. Laskowski at second with 1 out, and the pitch. And that's low. Yanesta was hitless yesterday, but drew 2 walks. Struck out twice. And that fastball paints right down the pipe for a called strike, 3-1. Laskowski led off came up second and scorched a double. Now the 3-1 is a called strike, 3-2. Lenoir-Rhyne picked up its first win in the SAC tournament since 2006 yesterday. Long time coming for this program, which has put together one of the best seasons in recent memory, and that is outside, ball 4. Runners at first and second with one down, and Nick Clarno coming to the plate as we look at this changeup that just misses outside. Nick Clarno has been outstanding behind home plate this season. The North Georgia transfer in a second season at LR. A terrific arm behind home plate. He's also been stellar at the dish as well, hitting .386 coming into this tournament, which is 5th in the league. Chris Ramirez, the head coach for Lenoir-Rhyne, told me that Clarno had the opportunity and wanted to take ground balls on the infield during his scout day and can throw 92 to 94 across the diamond. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm, and behind home plate his pop time is terrific. Pop time, if you're unfamiliar with that, it's the time from when the ball hits the catcher's mitt to when it hits either the second baseman or shortstop's mitt, as Clarno fouls this one off to the right side, and the count is 1-2 strikes. Clarno had 2 singles yesterday in the 8-0 win against Queens. One, two, high and tight. 2 strikes. Third game in as many days for Catawba, as the 5 seed having to play into the double elimination bracket. The winner of this game will play on Sunday bright and early at 11 a.m. against the regular season champions in the league, the top-seeded Wingate Bulldogs, who just won a thrilling slugfest 9-8 this afternoon. 2-2 is outside, full count. Three balls and 2 strikes, and Gilks steps off the mound. Gilks, a sophomore, 6'1", 200 pounds from Waxhaw, which is just down the road from Charlotte, about 25 minutes or so. 13th start of the season for Ben Gilks. He's one of just 2 Catawba starters to have started 10 or more games this season. 3-2 waved at and missed, strike 3, and Clarno is down on strikes, 2 down, and Catawba with a chance to get out of this jam. That'll bring up Louis Attiles, the shortstop, as we see Clarno reaching at that pitch. Clarno has been doing a great job this season limiting the strikeouts. That's just his 16th strikeout. He's got 32 walks. So many more walks than strikeouts is always a good thing. First pitch strike to Attiles. Two hits yesterday for Louis Attiles, LR shortstop. No score, bottom of the first, and the slider misses outside. 1-1 strike. Catawba historically has been the talk of this league for 2 decades. 8 SAC tournament championships, 14 SAC regular season championships. 1-1, and another off speed that hits the strike zone, 1-2. So they are very, from a program standpoint, they are very familiar with this stage, very familiar in having success on this stage. Lenoir-Rhyne, meanwhile, has 41 wins this season. That is the most in the 92-year history of the program. And again, they won last night for the first time in the SAC tournament since 2006. Two balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Laskowski at second, Ionesta at first, and Gilks deals. 2-2 is pushed on the ground towards second. Lara picks it up, throws to first in time, and that'll end the inning. So Ben Gilks dances out of trouble. A scoreless bottom of the first inning. We head to the top of the second. After this, no score. These two teams have not lost yet in this tournament, and the winner will play Wingate. The loser will face Newberry. We'll be back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
I pledge.
I pledged.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
The 5-seed Catawba Indians and the 4-seed Lenoir-Rhyne Bears battling for the 4th time this season as we welcome you back to Kodak, Tennessee, situated in the Great Smoky Mountains. And how fitting that this is called Smoky Stadium, home of the AA affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, the Tennessee Smokies. This is Andrew Patrick on the mound for LR. And the 6'3" right-hander fires a fastball right down the pipe. So last night, Josh Lanham was unbelievable. It was one of the best pitching performances in recent memory in the SAC tournament. 1-1 is waved at and missed by Henderson Lentz, the right fielder. Josh Lanham spun 9 flawless innings, struck out 14 batters that tied a career high as the 1-2 is waved at and missed, strike 3, and Patrick records his first strikeout of this game. Last night's effort from Lanham was the first time a Lenoir-Rhyne pitcher threw a complete game shutout victory in 9 innings since 2017. Thomas St. Clair threw a complete game 9-inning shutout, but that was not in the SAC tournament. And he's got a next-level changeup, according to his head coach, Chris Ramirez, third-year head coach who spoke extremely highly of Josh Lanham. This LR team has one of the best 1-2 punches on the mound as far as starters go in the league, with Lanham and Patrick. They're 3 and 4th respectively in the SAC in strikeouts, as this is popped up by Wilkinson. Dylan Wilkinson is dealing with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. the designated hitter for Catawba. Lanham and Patrick are totally different pitchers with their approach. That's a called strike 3. It froze Wilkinson. And 2 up, 2 down via the strikeout for Andrew Patrick. As we take another look here at this fastball that detonates the strike zone. Patrick, according to Chris Ramirez, Lenoir-Rhyne's head coach, he's got the fastball in the low 90s that rises, tough to hit, and he's got an above-average slider. This is bobbled by the shortstop Attili. Still able to pick it up, throw it across the diamond in time, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Meanwhile, Lanham is more of an off-speed. Changeup is his best pitch as we take another look here at Attili's. Never gives up on the play. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. So 6 up, 6 down to start this game for Andrew Patrick. We go to the home half of the second. No score between Lenoir-Rhyne and Catawba. The winner plays Wingate tomorrow. The loser faces Newberry in an elimination game. We'll be back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
Not everybody's going to pick Catawba, but Catawba can be a place for anybody. You can find a sense of belonging. You can find your people here. And it can be whatever you make it.
If you want to transform into the person you have the potential to be,
If you aspire to inspire the world around you and others,
If you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here.
Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
We go to the bottom of the second inning from Smoky Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. For the 7th straight season, the SAC tournament being held here in Kodak, Tennessee. Sam Hyman with you on the SAC Digital Network. Here's Anthony Perino, who was excellent yesterday in the win. 3 hits, including a home run. He leads the team with 59 RBIs. That's also tied for second in the league. And he smashes this one. That is speared by the shortstop, Levi Perel. He climbs the ladder a couple of notches and takes away a base hit from Perino. Watch this again. Springs off the surface and makes a fabulous play for the first out. Wade Kuda, center fielder, steps in for LR. One-0 from Gilks is too far inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Catawba's offense has struggled this season. Lenoir-Rhyne's offense hasn't. Bears first in the league in home runs. They've got 2 of the top 5 run producers on their team in Anthony Perino and Drew Yanesta. As Kuda swings and misses for strike 2. Pitching-wise for Catawba, they lost one of their best pitchers in recent memory as Kuda swings through and misses. That is strike 3, second strikeout for Gilks. Brian Ketchie departed the program after last season, the 2021 SAC Pitcher of the Year, as we look at Gilks climbing the ladder there with the fastball. Brian Ketchy, 2021 SAC Pitcher of the Year, a 1.82 ERA, 63 strikeouts, just 9 walks. This is flown out to left field and playable, shy of the warning track. Luke Spiva makes the catch. And a quick 1-2-3 inning as we've coasted through 2 frames. No score. Catawba and Lenoir-Rhyne here on day number 3, game number 3 of the day. We'll be back in a moment for the top of the 3rd inning next on the SAC Digital Network.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
As soon as you win the state championship, you start getting calls and emails and brochures sent to you from all these ring companies. We'd already talked for a long time that the first one we got here at BA, it was going to be the biggest thing we could find. Right? It was going to be the biggest ring we could get. You know, we wanted to make this a celebration for the community, right? For our administration, for our school, right? And then to honor the kids. It's a big deal anytime you win a state championship in any sport.
Cameron Mills leads off the top of the 3rd from Smoky Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. Sam Hyman back with you. Mills is the 7th hitter in the order, and he swings and fouls this one back. Mills, a junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 0-1 is bashed foul to the right side. Andrew Patrick has faced the minimum through 2 innings. 0-2, and there's the rising fastball that's sometimes tough to lay off that head coach Chris Ramirez mentioned. He's got that low 90s heat. The 1-2, and that is just outside. A tough take, but an impressive one from Cameron Mills. Let's see how close this was. Very. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Patrick as he's starting to settle in. 2 1/3 innings. 87 strikeouts this season for the redshirt junior, who's an overpowering pitcher. Coach Ramirez called Andrew Patrick a thoroughbred out on the mound. He's had some brilliant outings in his career at Lenoir-Rhyne. And this is launched in the air to right field. David Bell is there, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And now Carlos Lara will come to the plate. Braxton Davis is retired on 1 pitch. Even though Andrew Patrick and Josh Lanham are 2 different pitchers when it comes to their specialties on the mound, Coach Ramirez did say that they have a very similar mentality, and that is competitive nature. Carlos Lara at the plate, second baseman. And he smashes this foul. Lara, a graduate student who transferred over from Palm Beach Atlantic. One is in the dirt. Catawba 30 wins this season, 22 losses, 16-8 in the South Atlantic Conference. Been a little bit of a down year considering the success over the last 10-plus years for this program. 2-1, and that's a strike. Catawba won 6 straight regular season titles from 2013 to 2018. Shared the title, though, a couple of those years. Here's the 2-2, and the fastball is tapped foul. As we look here at Lara, just getting a piece of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the third. Andrew Patrick, the 6'3" righty, deals. And that is waved at and missed. Patrick pulls the string, and that is his 4th strikeout of the game. He's faced the minimum 9 batters through 3 innings, and Lenoir-Rhyne will bat when we come back. Scoreless in the winner's bracket. Back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
and for college sports.
Number 32.
Eric Ramirez leads off the home half of the third inning as we welcome you back to Smoky Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. Pitchers duel so far. Number 9 hitter Eric Ramirez takes high from Ben Gilks. Gilks only threw 38 pitches in that game Thursday, the play-in do-or-die game that Catawba edged out Mars Hill in 7-6. This ball is crushed into left center field. And Eric Ramirez out of the 9 spot having himself a tournament. That's his 3rd hit of this South Atlantic Conference tournament. He doubled and singled yesterday. That single yesterday was a beautiful push bunt, so he can do a lot at the plate for the Bears. And that is the 2nd hit of the game for LR. It'll turn the lineup over for David Bell. And that is high for a ball. I mentioned earlier very briefly that these two teams met in a 3-game series during the regular season, and Catawba swept that series. 2 of those 3 games were decided by 1 run. 1-0 is fouled back. But after that Catawba sweep against LR, Lenoir-Rhyne rattled off 11 straight wins and really turned a corner in their season. Check over, and Ramirez is back safely. Eric Ramirez just 1 for 2 on stolen base attempts this season. And another check over. One of the games between Catawba and LR during the regular season was a 10-7 final, a slugfest. Bears actually led in that game 6-2 after 6 innings, but then Catawba scored 8 runs in the final 2 frames as this is launched foul down the left field line. In that game, Andrew Patrick faced off against Ben Gilks. This same pitching matchup we have tonight. Gilks gave up 6 earned runs on 11 hits in 5 2/3 innings, but again, he didn't get the loss because Catawba came back to win the game. Here's Gilks, who deals, and that is waved at and missed. Strike 3. David Bell is retired. 3rd strikeout of the game for Gilks. And that'll bring up Cole Laskowski, the second baseman. As we watch this again, a nasty breaking ball that fools David Bell. Laskowski doubled his last time up. Check over at first. Another throw over, really concerned with Ramirez. He definitely has speed, just hasn't shown it on paper. Just 1 stolen base this season. But he certainly can run up the line. We saw that yesterday. And that fastball misses inside, ball 1. As we take another look, yep, that one just runs inside too far. No score, bottom of the 3rd inning from Smoky Stadium, and that misses. 2-0. Catawba's bullpen carried them yesterday in the 11-4 win against Newberry. Maddox Holshauser only threw 2/3 of an inning yesterday. 3-0. Mason Gwynn, Ryan Street, Michael Gracer, and Kenny Dollinger combined to throw 8 1/3 innings. So head coach Jim Gant in his 26th season is hoping that Gilks can eat some innings up here tonight. Jim Gant, 916 wins at Catawba. A Catawba lifer, 1989 graduate. This is smashed into left center field, and Luke Spiva is over there to make the grab for out number 2. Drew Yanesta stands in, the DH. Yeah, Jim Gant, Catawba's head coach, 26th season. He became the head coach of the program in 1996, inducted into the Catawba Sports Hall of Fame in 2015. 2012 ABCA Southeast Region Coach of the Year. Spent 7 seasons as an assistant coach at Catawba before getting the head coaching job. His wife is also in the Catawba Sports Hall of Fame, was inducted in 2017. And that's up and away to Yanesta, 2 balls and no strikes. No score, bottom of the third. Winner of this game will face off against Wingate in the winner's bracket on Sunday at 11 a.m. That game is the direct avenue to the championship on Monday at noon. Whoever loses this game tonight will play at 2:45 tomorrow in the loser's bracket. That would guarantee the winner of that game at 2:45 to have to turn around and play another game tomorrow night. And that's where it gets dicey. It gets very tricky when you put yourself in a situation where you have to win 2 games in one day. And the loser of this game tonight would have to do that to get to the championship on Monday. Two one, and Yanesta climbs the ladder, strike 2. Yanesta, the graduate student from North Charleston, South Carolina. Erskine transfer, sends this one deep into the night sky. Dylan Driver charges in, and he bobbles the ball. Everybody's safe. Lights may have played a factor, and Ramirez is at third. Just a casual jog in from Driver, and he drops the baseball. Watch this. Well, that actually wasn't even Driver, pardon me. That was the shortstop, Levi Perel, who was going back. And it looked like Driver just stopped. I assume that Perel was calling for the ball. It was a much tougher catch for Perel. Watch this. Yeah, it clearly Driver backs up. He stops running in hard, and rushing back to catch that ball as a shortstop is very hard, especially with the lights. So LR trying to take advantage. That is an error on Perel. And Lenoir-Rhyne with 2 outs has a chance to take the lead. Nick Clarno is going to take that one low for 2 balls and no strikes. Clarno struck out his first time up. The North Georgia transfer, who did not catch at North Georgia, played third base there. And he swings and charges this one into left center field, and it's playable this time. Dylan Driver makes the catch and retires aside. So the Catawba Indians dance out of some treacherous waters there in the third inning. 1 runner in scoring position left stranded as we head to the 4th inning. No score, Catawba Lenoir-Rhyne in the Pilot Flying J SAC tournament.
Every student comes to Wingate with a story. I know I did. Our students come from all walks of life.
They come to us as young people with hopes and dreams of their own. They're looking to Wingate to become the best version of themselves, and that's what we do.
The effect that Wingate has on me is compounded by the effect I have on the world after I leave Wingate.
Because making a difference is fundamental
to what we are as a university
and who we are as people.
All right, we move on to the top of the fourth inning. Andrew Patrick, you look at these numbers. He's locked in 3 shutout innings. He's faced the minimum, 9 batters. And it's Levi Perel, the shortstop, who starts things off. He actually reached base, the only guy to reach base in this game for Catawba, but was quickly removed from the bases with a double play ball. Here's the 0-1, and that's low for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. So I mentioned earlier that the Catawba Indians lost their best pitcher last season, moved on from the program. Brian Ketchy, the 2021 SAC Pitcher of the Year. Well, they also lost the 2021 SAC Player of the Year. Hunter Shepard finished his career at Catawba. Hit .412 last season, 12 homers, 60 RBIs. Those 2 guys certainly are missed this season. And it's been a tough go offensively, especially for the Indians. This is a fair ball. I think it hit the plate and sprung up in the air. That's why Clarno couldn't track it. He couldn't find the ball. Watch this one more time. Drop third strike, so that allows Perel to reach for the second time today on the drop third strike. A funky way to reach, but Catawba will take it. Base runners have been tough to find here tonight. Luke Spiva takes high. Luke Spiva, folks, was unstoppable yesterday. He leads this team with 8 homers, had 2 homers yesterday, drove in 7 runs. Most runs driven in a game by a Catawba player this season. I would not be shocked if Jim Gant decided to send Levi Perel. He's got incredible speed, 25 stolen bases on 27 attempts. You've got a game in which base runners are hard to find. Instead, Spiva launches it into shallow left field. Tough play here. The left fielder, Bryce Stober, rushes in and catches it for out number 1. That's the shortstop, Achilles, who veers to the right, and a good job by the left fielder. The outfielder there always has the priority, and it's a lot easier to catch that ball. So Stober does the wise thing. And here's Dylan Driver, the center fielder. Team's leader in hitting at .364. And he's only a freshman, Dylan Driver. Andrew Patrick delivers, and the off-speed misses high. One ball and no strikes. And Patrick deals. There goes Perel. Pitch is a called strike. Throw down from Clarno, not in time. That was a great test for Nick Clarno. He didn't pass it behind home plate. One of the best defensive catchers in the region. And Perel, one of the fastest players in the league, slides in there safely ahead of the throw. Nick Clarno's no joke behind home plate. That's an impressive jump from Perel. You've got to get a great jump against Nick Clarno, as that one plops in for a strike. 1-2. So Catawba has its first runner in scoring position. Patrick steps off. Dylan Driver, freshman from Faith, North Carolina. Hitting in the 3 spot for Jim Gant. Here's the 1-2, and swing and a miss, strike 3, as Patrick utilizes his specialty, that high-rising fastball. It's his 5th strikeout of the game, and there are 2 down in the top of the 4th. Check this out. Just late on the swing is Dylan Driver. Henderson Lentz steps in. And he takes inside, ball 1. As you look at Patrick's numbers so far, they have been terrific. 3 2/3. He's only allowed 2 base runners. Henderson Lentz, the junior from Spencer, North Carolina, 6'3", 175 pounds. Out of North Rowan High School. That's a called strike. A 2-time All-Conference and All-County basketball player in high school. Not to mention his talents as a baseball player with the Cavaliers. Patrick spins, doesn't throw. One ball and 1 strike, the count to Lentz. And Lentz drops down a bunt. It's the pitcher, Patrick, who fields, throws to first, and not in time. There was a little hesitation, a little bobble from Patrick, and that cost him as Lentz reaches with what should be a bunt single for the junior. Just beats it up the line. Good hustle from Henderson Lentz, and there's runners at the corners. That's the first hit of the game for Catawba. Dylan Wilkinson will come to the plate for the Indians. Patrick trying to get out of this jam and nearly sailed that one high above the catcher's mitt. Catawba has had LR's number this season. Swept him in a 3-game set earlier this year. But the Bears finished 1 spot ahead in the SAC standings with a much better conference record, 17-7. Not much better, just 1 game better, but every game counts. Perel at third. Lentz at first. Dylan Wilkinson is going to have to wait another check over at first base. Wilkinson has 31 RBIs this season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Clarno bluffs the throw down to second, and wisely does not let go of the ball. That could have allowed Perel to rush home with his speed. I'm not surprised Clarno just put it in his back pocket. So here's a big pitch coming up. Lentz at second. Perel at third. 2 down, 2 strikes on Dylan Wilkinson. I was looking for a clutch 2-out hit. Here's the pitch, and he fouls it back. Wilkinson is 2 for 5 in 2 games in this SAC tournament and has 1 RBI. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. Here's the pitch, and Wilkinson launches it down the left field line. It's foul. We'll do it again. Andrew Patrick, second team All-SAC selection, fires. 1-2 again is fouled off. Quite the duel. Pawn for pawn. Chess reference. Second and third with 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Andrew Patrick delivers, and it's grounded towards second. Leskowski bobbles it once and now twice. 1 run is in. Throw from Leskowski is in time. So it's just 1 run to come across for Catawba. What a gutsy play after 1 bobble and a second bobble. Cole Leskowski does not give up on the play, and he gets the out at the plate. Here's the first bobble. If he took a second, he would have easily gotten the out. The second bobble, and then he realizes he's got a chance to throw the runner out. Lentz at the plate. Lentz may have snuck in ahead of that tag. I'm not so sure he was out, but we'll see if they review this. And they certainly may be taking another glance here. We may have to take another look at this here, because on second look, it appeared as though Henderson Lentz slid in ahead of the tag. And in that case, it would mean a 2-0 game. So here is Cole Leskowski's throw after bobbling the ball twice. Bounces. Ball beats him by a landslide, but Clarno's just laid on the tag. I think he's safe. I think Henderson Lentz is safe. He gets that left foot in there on the home plate, before the tag, but we'll see if the umpires agree. I think it's just in there right before the tag, but I could be wrong. Great camera work here. Right there, I think. But one frame back. If we go 1 frame back, maybe. Bounces. Right there. Right there, I think he's touching home plate, and it's clear. You can see Clarno did not have it on the jersey. Although, you know what? He could have just grazed the jersey. It's so hard to tell. It may be too hard to tell that they can't overturn this. That's tough to see from there, but again, the official ruling is that he was out at home, so you have to find full evidence here that that the tag was applied. That first angle that we had may have been it. It's a big call, obviously. The difference between the inning ending and it being just a one-run game, and then the inning still being alive and well, and a 2-0 game. Here's another look. Yeah, it's tough. It is a tough call, no question about it. This is the best angle we have, I think. Laskowski on the first bobble, he could have taken a little bit more time, but the second, no chance. Great heads-up play, though, to throw towards the plates. Question is right there. Has his foot touched the plate, or is it right above? Is it hovering above the plate? See, that's what I don't think we are 100% certain of. Is right here, is he touching the plate? It's just hard to tell from here. Right there. It's close. And that's why the umpires are taking some time to check this out in a game that at the moment is 1-0 heading into the bottom of the fourth inning. Bears defense, they're back out there on the mound or in the field in anticipation that the inning might continue. This is a tough situation for both starting pitchers. Patrick is maybe going to take some warm-up tosses here during this mini delay. Ben Gilks also maybe trying to find a way to stay loose as we sort this one out. I think right here, this is a good look. He is not touching home. And I don't know if he's touching home right there either. And I think maybe on the other end, that tag from Clarno is in time. I keep going back and forth. It's really tough. They are thinking long and hard about it. It's obviously a big call because there's a run involved. We've got the umpires checking down the third base line with the Associate Commissioner for Championships and External Operations, Kristen Stryker, who should be joining us shortly as a guest appearance, but this is obviously a priority right here, trying to figure out what the call is. If you combine both views, if we had a side-by-side of both views, I think right here, right there is where I don't think he's touching home plate. It's a tough call. I think I need to phone a friend. So the call is going to stand. It's going to stand. So Lenoir-Rhyne, after a couple of extra angles, there's not enough evidence to overturn the call, and that will take us to the bottom of the fourth inning. So a very important moment here. Instead of it being 2-0 Catawba and we're still in the top of the fourth, we go to the bottom of the fourth and it's only 1-0 Catawba. We'll be back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network. Well, after a wild ending to the top of the fourth, we start the bottom half with a breaking ball low, 1 ball and no strikes to Louis Achilles. If you're just joining us, we saw a replay review that ultimately the call stood. I'll tell you about it in just a moment as Gilks throws, and this is chopped third base side. Cameron Mills pirouettes over there, and there's 1 out. Achilles retired 5-3. So Dylan Wilkinson hit a hard ground ball towards second, but it was right at Cole Laskowski. He fielded it, then bobbled it immediately. So had it in his glove, bobbled the ball, then on a second effort, bobbled it. So had no throw to first, picked it up, quickly threw home. After 1 run scored, the second run that was coming and sliding into home was called out. They reviewed the play. It looked very close, but ultimately not enough evidence to overturn the call. So it's just a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 4th inning as Anthony Perino steps to the plate. And the count is in his favor, 2 balls and no strikes. Perino, 59 RBIs this season. He's tied for second in the South Atlantic Conference. Perino playing with a chip on his shoulder, did not get named on the all-conference team, and is continuing to prove the doubters. 3-0 is right down the middle, strike 1. Anthony Perino in his first season with Lenoir-Rhyne, a graduate student, transferred over from Sacred Heart. 3-1 is launched down the right field line. Long run here for Henderson Lentz, and he runs out of room. Just a couple feet to the right. Full count. And the pitch is spun sharply towards short, bobbled. Levi Perello, that one is nowhere near the first baseman. It goes into the dugout, and that is out of play. So Perino will move up to second base on the throwing error. That might be a 2-error situation here. The bobble and then the throw, which allows Perino to move to second base. Next batter is Wade Kuda. Yep, it is a throwing error. It's actually just 1 error. Just a 2-base error for Levi Perel over at short. Ben Gilks deals, and that is high for a ball, 2-0. Wade Kuda, the 6-foot redshirt junior from out of Winter Park High School in Orlando, Florida. Transferred over from Indian River State College down in Florida. And that one runs in tight for a ball, 3-0. Kuda got off to a strong start at the beginning of the season. 13 hits in his first 6 games. He has struggled, though, recently. And that smashes the outer corner, strike 1. 3 hits, just 3 hits for Kuda in his last 8 games. Struck out his first time up tonight. And Gilks throws back to second. Perino dives back safely. This is the bottom of the order for Lenoir-Rhyne. Three balls and a strike, one out. Bottom of the fourth inning. And that is a beautiful pitch from Gilks. Full count. The 4-seed Bears and the 5-seed Indians matching up for the fourth time this season. Payoff, swing and a miss. Strike three as Gilks rears back and accelerates that one right by Kuda. That is his third strikeout. Wade Kuda now has struck out 4 times in this tournament as he's late on the fastball. Pardon, 5 times actually he's struck out. And there's 2 away for Bryce Stober. Redshirt sophomore from Hickory, so his backyard, Hickory High School. Third season with LR. A 1-0, and that's chopped towards short. Perel fields, chucks it to first in time, and he makes up for the error in this inning. So Catawba with a clean sheet in the bottom of the fourth. It is 1-0, the 5-seed Catawba Indians on top of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears in the winner's bracket. And we might have a special guest in the top of the 5th, or maybe the bottom of the 5th. Stick with us on the SAC Digital Network. All right, we welcome you back to the Pilot Flying J SAC tournament as we look at the bracket. And there, in just a moment, I will bring on our special guest who's eager to join. I am delighted to have him with me as we welcome you back to the top of the 5th inning. Christian Stryker, the Associate Commissioner for Championships and External Operations.
You looked up my title. Ooh, impressive.
So I got that right.
You did. You did. Very good.
And is there anything else to the
other duties as assigned?
Okay.
That's the typical one.
Well, you told me this is the 7th straight year or season that this has been held here in Kodak, Tennessee.
That is correct. 7th year we've been here at Smoky Stadium, and we're excited. We love being here.
Yeah, this has been an incredible tournament like it has each and every year. For those that don't know, it takes a lot of work to put something like this on, and you've been doing it for a while, so every year it's been getting better. What can you tell us about maybe some new or exciting things that have been going on this time around?
Well, I think this year there's not a whole lot that's been different. We're running things kind of the way we always have, but we are excited that next year we are going to expand our tournament and change the format a little bit. So next year we're going to go to a regional/super regional format, a straight 8-team double elimination tournament, but that's going to be played at 2 4-team sites.
This is popped up, and Nick Clarno makes the catch to retire Zach Miller for out number 1.
It's a tough play there. Good job.
Yeah. He's one of the best catchers in the region.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're actually gonna we won't be in Kodak for a full 5 days like we are now. Instead, we're gonna go play at our higher seeds. So either 1 and 2 seed or 2 number 1 seeds, depending on if we're playing in divisions or not, and then go from there. The winners of that 4-team bracket will then play in a best-of-3 series, which we're going to bring back to Kodak the following week.
So it'll be stretched across a 10-day span or something.
Yeah, so it'll be like almost like a 2-week period, but we're excited because it's going to, mirror the regional, which is one of the things we always try to do in the SAC with all of our championships is mirror the NCAA regionals, and that's what we're going to be able to do. So it's going to be fun.
2 away here in the top of the 5th inning between Catawba and Lenoir-Rhyne. Well, you're also a former baseball player. I can't believe I'm just finding this out right now. You played for the Coker Cobras.
I did. I played from 2000 to 2004 for the Coker Cobras.
The start of the 21st century.
I did, yeah. And I played for legendary coach Dave Schmatzer, who is a legend in his own right just for the sheer antics he brings to the game of baseball, now retired. But, I was actually, you kind of think about it and different things. I think Coach Gant was at Catawba at the time. We didn't play Catawba much when I was in college. Coach Gregory graduated right before I started at Wingate.
Right.
We would have kind of overlapped, and he started coaching. So I had heard of him after I had graduated, obviously, but who he was and things. So it's kind of interesting. The baseball world's small. I remember Coach Triplett at Newberry when he was a player. Because we're all roughly the same age. So it's fun stuff.
And did you guys appear in the SAC tournament, Coker, in those years?
So we were conference. Well, what was the Carolina Virginia Athletics Conference, now Conference Carolinas at the time, and I played 4 years in the tournament. We used to play up at Fleming Stadium in Wilson, North Carolina.
Home of the Wilson Toms.
Oh yeah,
right
beautiful.
Now.
That was a nice strikeout there.
Yeah,
beautiful job by Patrick.
Quick 1-2-3 inning. We'll keep you around here.
Oh, yeah, I'll stick around for a little while.
It's 1-0 Catawba on top. We go to the bottom of the 5th after this on the SAC Digital Network.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth.
It was Mr. Hines who made me want to become a teacher.
And then I said, that's one small step for man, one giant leap.
And that's why we don't try this at home. Any questions?
He inspired me. But it was LMU that helped me turn that dream into a reality.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
All right, we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 lead for the 5-seed Catawba Indians over the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Winner of this game will play at 11 a.m. tomorrow against top seed Wingate. The loser will play in the losers bracket at 2:45 against Newberry. We are back with Christian Stryker, Associate Commissioner for Championships and External Operations for the South Atlantic Conference. Christian, we had a pretty quick inning in the top of the 5th. Now
real fast.
In the bottom half of the 5th, Lenoir-Rhyne batting. So we were just talking about you played at Coker from 2000 to 2004 when Coker was not a part of the South Atlantic Conference. And it was quite the ending to Coker's time in Conference Carolinas before they joined the SAC in 2013. Why is that?
Yeah, so the baseball team in the spring of 2013, Coker was set to join the SAC. We knew we were coming, and I say we at the time. I worked at Coker then for 15 years after playing there. But so it was there, and we were ready to leave the SAC and join in the fall. And baseball team lost their first game of the conference tournament up in Burlington, North Carolina, and then went on an unbelievable run. They won the tournament, turned around, went to the Southeast Regional as the AQ, stormed through that thing without losing a game, beating USC Aiken, Mount Olive, Columbus. Lincoln Memorial was the tournament winner that year from the SAC, and beat them. Went on to the College World Series and didn't have the showing they were hoping for in Cary, not like Wingate did last year, but it was a fun thing to be a part of. It was a nice little run, and actually Newberry's assistant coach, Fico Condola, was the star player on that Coker team, and he was up for the Josh Willingham National Player of the Year, and all sorts of stuff. He had unbelievable numbers that year.
Yeah, that's awesome. This SAC has been so much fun to watch recently and over the last decade or so. Catawba obviously has been the talk for decades with 8 SAC tournament titles, 14 regular season titles. Wingate winning the national championship last year. Lenoir-Rhyne with a 40-plus win season, their most wins in the 92-year history of the program. I got to ask, though, after witnessing the first baseball program in the SAC to win a national championship, how much buzz has there been, especially in the weeks and months right after the national championship for the league? How much has that helped the league?
Oh, it helped the league tremendously, and anytime you get a team that wins a national championship or even plays in it, for that matter, we get a ton of buzz. But the baseball one in particular, and I think most of it is because I'm a baseball guy, right? I got a lot of, buddies that are baseball players and stuff still. And, I got a lot of phone calls and texts about Wingate winning and just how, it was cool to see. Again, it was somebody that people knew in the area. You go out to, you just see people around town or whatever, and SAC. Oh, I've heard of Wingate now.
Right.
It's pretty neat. And Wingate is fortunate enough to not only have the only baseball national championship, but they've got the only soccer one. They've got the only 2 in the SAC. I mean,
that's true.
So it's kind of neat for them too.
Yeah, I mean, Lenoir-Rhyne had a chance to win the lacrosse national championship on the men's side last year, fell to Lemoyne. Catawba's been to Cary a couple of times, most notably in 2019. I mean, there's rich history for Catawba, even though they haven't won it all. As this is another 1-2-3 inning. We're cruising along.
We're just cruising along. I'll stay on as long as we keep cruising. That.
Yeah,
Let's keep it going.
I feel like that's going to happen here. All right, so we'll go to the top of the 6th inning after this 1-0 lead, Catawba in the winners bracket. We'll be back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
All right, we welcome you back to the top of the sixth inning. We're still joined by our very special guest, Christian Stryker of the South Atlantic Conference. I'm Sam Hyman. Glad to have you with us here this evening. Well, we're talking about a lot of success for a lot of these programs. Catawba, who's playing right now, up 1-0. They've been the talk of this league for several years. Wingate's obviously jumped out as another team to really talk about, obviously, given that they are the defending national champions. But Jim Gant in his 26th season as the head coach at Catawba, and they did something really cool earlier this year. They've got these new uniforms. And were you there for this?
I wasn't there for this, but I've heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sort of reenacted the Field of Dreams.
Yep.
In I think it was the beginning of the season, but a really cool thing to open up the new ballpark.
Yeah, so they redid their ballpark. For those of you who don't know, Newman Park, probably one of the oldest ballparks in North Carolina, if not the nation. And they redid the turf to artificial turf, and they did this kind of, like you said, Field of Dreams-esque.
They came out into the from the outfield.
Yeah,
it was
cool.
Pretty cool.
Neat ballpark. They're still working on it. They're redoing on the grandstands and stuff now, but kind of the old mill-style ballpark. It's really neat to see.
Have you been to the ballpark since it's been renovated?
I have not since it's been renovated. I drove by when they were doing the renovation. Coach Gant and I were talking about it this weekend already. He said, you got to get over there and check it out. And, the field looks really good. So it's a neat place. Very, very cool.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Catawba baseball?
Oh, you think of Jim Gant. Hands down. And, even if you're, that's the first thing I always think of. I think of Jim Gant. But that's just because Jim he's an alum. He played there.
Right.
He's a staple of Catawba baseball.
With one out here in the top of the sixth inning, it's still Andrew Patrick on the mound for Lenoir-Rhyne. Do you remember the first time you met Jim?
I probably met Jim probably 2009, maybe before that. When I was on the Division II National Baseball Committee from 2009 2012, and helping run the national championship and the regionals and things, and met Jim at one of the first regionals that I ran.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and then got to know him because he was in it every year.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Catawba's been to the College World Series a number of times in 2019, 2015, 2012 as Levi Perel singles with one out in the top of the sixth inning. You mentioned being on the committee for baseball, the national championships. What's the number one thing you learned about yourself in that role for some people that don't really know about what goes on behind the scenes as someone that does things along those lines?
Yeah, I learned I really liked it.
Yeah.
It kind of helped me want to do something with like a conference office, but it was really the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes is kind of staggering as far as doing venue visits and making sure that the signs are upright and all these little tiny things you just kind of don't think about, and
this is grounded.
It takes a lot of good work.
Yeah, no doubt. This is grounded into right center field, and Perel will go first to third. Luke Spiva with his first hit of the game, and Catawba's in business with runners at the corners, only one out.
Some good base running right there.
Yeah. How often did you go first to third?
Well, that involved getting on base first, so it wasn't as often as I would like. But I wasn't slow. I wasn't the fastest guy on the field, but I could run a little bit. So first to third wasn't terribly hard for me. Coker's coach Dave Schmatzer was adamant. Base hits, you always went first to third. So sometimes it was tough.
We are potentially going to have a pitching change, or maybe this is just going to be a mound visit here for this Lenoir-Rhyne team. There's only one out, first and third, top of the sixth inning. Andrew Patrick, the second ace of this staff. He's got a lot of work to do right now to try and limit the damage. It's just a one-run game.
Yeah, I think that's just a mound visit. Hey, let's check on him, calm things down a little bit, reset. Kind of reset things if you can at this point. As you see right there, I mean, five and a third, 73 pitches, 51 of those for strikes. I mean, he's got good command going right now. Catawba just happens to be finding some gaps out there.
No question. This is Dylan Driver, the team's leader in hitting at 364 coming into the tournament. Patrick trying to buckle down, and that pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Tell you what, one of the things you notice in the SAC, especially this year, I'm noticing with our teams, a lot of fundamental baseball being played out there. Coach Gant, Coach Triplett, Coach Ramirez, Coach Gregory, they are, I hate to use the term old school baseball guys, but they are. You get, right now they got runners on first and third, 1 out. It's a 1-run ball game, and your leading hitter on the team is trying to put down a sacrifice bunt to put 2 guys in scoring position.
Yeah. Number 3 hitter in the order.
Yeah. I mean, so in today's world of, home runs and everything else, most guys are probably saying, hey, get up there and swing the stick. I wouldn't put it past 4 or 5 of the teams in our, almost everybody left in the tournament right now would be doing the same thing. They'd be bunting.
And this is a pitch out that gets away from Clarno. And Perel scores easily. Catawba leads 2-0.
Oh, I hate that for Perino. He had it. They knew he was running. They called for the pitch out. Yeah, you see him signal it right there, and Patrick just threw it a little too far because he was trying to get ready to throw before he had the ball in his glove. Oh, it's tough.
That is a tough one for Lenoir-Rhyne.
Great, heads-up play by Perino and Patrick, for that matter, for recognizing it, that this guy's going, go ahead and throw it out to me so I can get him, and he just went to throw before he had it. It's too bad.
Time is called just for a moment. 2-0 lead for Catawba, the 5 seed. They had to play into the double elimination field. So this is their 3rd game in as many days. Here's the 2-1, and that's low for a ball. It's 3-1. We're still joined by the great Christian Stryker of the South Atlantic Conference. I tell you what, you're pretty good at this.
I've done it a time or two,
yeah,
Sam.
You have.
You got to remember, I started my career as a sports information guy. I've done this once or twice. or a few hundred.
Or 3, yeah. Yes, no doubt.
I've called a lot of baseball games.
And that's on the inside corner for a strike. What's the best SAC game you've called? Or maybe that's a hard question.
That's a tough one to call. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I do have a follow-up, though.
Okay, go for it.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Patrick fires, and that's high, ball 4. So runners at first and second with 1 out. Is there one game in the SAC tournament in recent memory that sticks out to you that's most memorable? Or is that just too tough to answer?
No. Actually, I can give you this one, and the reason it stands out is probably just because of how long it was. So my very first year working in the SAC office was spring of 2018, and we went Catawba and Lincoln Memorial in the championship game, went extra innings and Lincoln Memorial won it in extras.
How many innings?
What do we go, 10 or 11? So not terrible, but it was the if necessary game at 10 or 11. We didn't leave the ballpark till I think 10:30 or 11 at night, and it was a back and forth battle. Lincoln Memorial, if I remember correctly, was kind of in the driver's seat. Catawba was in the driver's seat. They lost that opening game, and then Lincoln Memorial then beat him in the if necessary. And I do remember, I think it was Tyler Adams for Lincoln Memorial hit a crazy home run out there right by the clock out there in left center field. It was just a shot. So that was a fun game. For my first tournament, my first baseball tournament I'm running in the SAC, and goes extra innings and if necessary and everything else. It was fun to watch though.
This is a base hit here for Henderson Lentz, so the bases are loaded for Catawba in the top of the 6th inning with only 1 out, and this will bring up Dylan Wilkinson to the plate. So a tough spot here for Andrew Patrick. There's activity down the left field line for
that's going to be it
LR.
for Patrick right there.
Yeah. Chris Ramirez, third-year head coach, who had a brilliant 6-year span at Illinois Springfield, a Division II school in the GLVC. And he's going to take the ball from Andrew.
He was a big hire for sure. When he came to Lenoir-Rhyne, I remember thinking, wow, they got a guy who's regional experience. He's been region coach of the year, things like that. He's done a really good job in a really short amount of time at LR.
Yeah.
When you think about it, only 3rd year as head coach, and they went 2018. I think they were the 5 seed in the tournament.
They were ranked as high as 4th in the country in 2018.
Yeah,
Illinois Springfield.
Yeah, but I mean, Lenoir-Rhyne came into our tournament as like a 5 seed. They got beat by Anderson in the opening game. It was the 8 seed, and then you didn't. It wasn't until last year they came back again that they, So just he turned them around pretty quick. He's done a good job.
This is the first pitching change of the tournament for Lenoir-Rhyne. And this is the 2nd game Lenoir-Rhyne is playing in. Maybe asking, well, what happened yesterday? There was no relief. There was no relief needed.
There was no relief needed. Joshua Lanham was on fire.
That performance, where does that performance rank in recent memory by a pitcher in SAC tournament?
Yeah, that one's up there pretty high in recent years for sure. He was. And it looked effortless.
It really did.
I mean, even 8th, 9th inning, he just didn't look like he was laboring at all, and he had Queen's number, that's for sure.
His changeup is next level, according to head coach Chris Ramirez.
Yep.
This new pitcher, by the way, if you're wondering, is Braden Houston, number 40, who is very talented. Houston, Freeble, and Floyd are the 3 studs out of the bullpen for Chris Ramirez. Yeah, Josh Lanham, first LR pitcher to throw a complete game 9-inning shutout victory since.
I don't know that one.
Thomas St. Clair. Do you remember that name?
It sounds familiar, but yeah.
Wow. In 2017. So it's
been a little while since they threw a complete game complete game shutout.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks.
I do have to give a shout out to, speaking of LR baseball, and he's blowing up my phone. Former senior associate AD at Lenoir-Rhyne, Brett Heberlin, is enjoying our broadcast. Thank you, Brett. At least we know somebody's enjoying it. It's not just you and me, Sam.
Double, triple text?
Yeah, we're getting. I mean, look, we got a whole stream here. He's loving it.
All right, so after Houston throws a couple of warm-up tosses, ready to rock and roll in a daunting situation, Dylan Wilkinson with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Houston 6'1", 190 from Iowa City.
That's a tough spot to be put in. 1 out, bases loaded, in a 2-0 game here. I mean, this obviously goes one of 2 ways. It either blow it open if you're Catawba, or you hold them right here as LR. But either way, talk about being put in the pressure right now. This is it.
And Braden Houston has been tremendous this season out of the bullpen, a 1.88 ERA. But on the big stage as he fires a fastball. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Houston's 1-1, and that is lined towards short. Great
Nice pick
by Achilles throws to the plate.
Beautiful.
The force is made, and LR can possibly escape this situation.
Where's the ESPN Baseball Tonight replay music on that one? Wow, nice play.
Great backhand from Luis Achilles, and throws falling backwards. And this time, Clarno confidently records the force out at the plate.
Tell you what, great awareness by him to still go home. I think most guys in that situation with the way it was hit would have probably just thought to go to first and get the out.
Right.
But because it was kind of a liner that nobody knew if it was going to get down, the runner at third froze there, and it gave him a chance to get him out. Good job.
So Houston with an opportunity to escape a very difficult situation. Zach Miller at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Top of the 6th inning. 2 down. Winner of this game will play the defending SAC tournament champions at 11 a.m. tomorrow, the Wingate Bulldogs. The loser will play at 2:45 approximately against Newberry as the off-speed plops in there on the corner for a strike. Plenty of conference tournament action going on across the South Atlantic Conference, not just baseball, softball, lacrosse. I mean, the list goes on and on for the spring.
We crowned a softball champion today. Lincoln Memorial beat Lenoir-Rhyne. Good Lord. They beat Carson-Newman. I'm looking at Lenoir-Rhyne right now.
This is in foul ground towards the bullpen. A very dangerous situation on the mound.
All right.
Ball drops. Yikes. Let's take another look here. Very dangerous situation as 3 players are converging towards the mound.
Ooh.
And fortunately, it looks like nobody's hurt.
Nobody was hurt, and, I mean, just a ball in foul territory, so it's okay.
That is
But yeah,
tough.
softball Lincoln Memorial won the conference championship today. They'll get an automatic bid to the NCAA regional. We'll crown 2 champions tomorrow in men's and women's lacrosse. It'll be men's lacrosse, Limestone versus Lenoir-Rhyne for the men's game, and Queens versus Wingate for the women's game. You got some time to tune in tomorrow, 1 and 4 o'clock. The women's game will be at 1. The men will be at 4. Those are going to be 2 really good games. Queens is #1 in the nation in women's lacrosse, with Wingate being in the top 25 as well. And then the Limestone and Lenoir-Rhyne game, both those teams are in the top 10 in the nation on the men's side at 4. So a lot of good lacrosse tomorrow.
You're going to have to simulcast the those games and these games.
I wonder if I could talk the guys on the Jumbotron just leave that up there while the game's going on. It'll be okay.
Here's the 2-2, and that's down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We were talking about it earlier, but Lenoir-Rhyne men's lacrosse nearly won the school's first national championship, fell in the Natty last season to Lemoyne. Queens fell short to Lindenwood in the women's lacrosse national championship in Salem, Virginia. Programs are so close to accomplishing what Wingate has done twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Called strike 3 as Houston freezes the batter, Zach Miller, and Catawba unable to produce with the bases loaded. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th. You want one more half inning?
Yeah, let's go one more half inning. I can't leave in the middle.
Yeah.
Come on now.
We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Christian Stryker is going to stick with us. Braden Houston comes out of the pen, does his job, keeps this deficit within striking distance. 2-0 Catawba. Heading to the bottom of the 6th next on the SAC Digital Network.
You've got to see this place.
You gotta see this place.
You've got to see this place.
You gotta 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 see this place.
You've got to see this place.
You got to see this place. You gotta see this place.
You gotta see this place.
All right, we welcome you back to the bottom of the 6th inning as we're joined by Christian Stryker, the Associate Commissioner for Championships. This first pitch from the righty Ben Gilks is flown into center field, and Dylan Driver makes the catch to retire Drew Yanesta, the designated hitter. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Lenoir-Rhyne, those hitters are very aggressive. If you throw anything, and even close to the zone, it seems like they're going after it right away. They're not taking a lot of pitches up there.
Another first pitch.
First pitch swing. There we go.
Yeah, this is Nick Clarno.
I don't know. I don't know I don't know Coach Ramirez's hitting plan or what they tell him, but I mean at this point I might be trying to say, hey, Catawba's got a little momentum. I know we do too after just getting out of that, but let's maybe take a pitch or two.
And that has not been the case there.
Not the case. 3 pitches, 3 swings.
And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Gotta slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Exciting times in the South Atlantic Conference Spring Sports Championship seasons. And we'll crown a champion here in Kodak, Tennessee on Monday. Will it be Wingate for the 2nd straight season? Or will somebody dethrone the defending national champions? It's going to be fun down the stretch.
Yeah, whoever it may be, Lenoir-Rhyne, Newberry, Wingate, they're all ranked in the region. They're all nationally, been nationally ranked most of the year. Catawba's up right on that fringe. We got 4 good teams left in this thing right now.
Anybody's tournament, 2-1. And that's high, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. 2-0 game.
Until he's taking a few pitches here, slow him down.
Yeah, trying to make Ben Gilks work. A Catawba starter, and throws that one right down the pipe. Full count.
Of course, Attili's maybe he might be taking a couple pitches because he ran like 6 miles down the the left field line a minute ago. Made the backhanded play. He might have still needed a breather himself.
2 down, full count. Bears against the Indians, and that is just outside. That did not miss by much. Whew. And the Bears will put a runner on with 2 outs. Well, I thought we were going to get a second look at it. Yep.
It's close. It's close. A little off the outside there.
So Lenoir-Rhyne in the news because a former football player got drafted today, Derek Young.
He's not former. He's still at the school.
Yeah, okay. He's fair.
Hasn't graduated yet.
That's true.
But yes, he did get drafted. That's awesome.
He did get drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. So
footnote, favorite team of Commissioner Patrick Britt. So
and that's my favorite team too.
Got, there you go. You guys get.
I'm a Seahawks fan.
So you guys got to not only get to cheer for a SAC player now in addition to the Seahawks. So that's cool.
Yeah, Derek Young, and then of course LR fans watching know the name Kyle Duggar, who was taken I believe in the 2nd round by the New England Patriots.
I was about to say I don't think you have to be just an LR fan to know that name anymore. Yeah. If you're a Patriots fan, you know that name. He plays quite a bit. Had a really good season. He was up for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that's so Lenoir-Rhyne has put together some good talent at the NFL level, and congrats to Derek Young, who is the next Bear taken in the NFL draft.
think that'll make us 4 active NFL players in from the SAC now. I think maybe more.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Anthony Perino. Well, Wingate had a couple of players. One player drafted last year, Hunter Dula. Tommy McCollum, a free agent signee with the Philadelphia Phillies. And, I mean, there's been several.
Oh, the baseball list is long.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good baseball players in the SAC playing in the pros.
1-2 is fouled off to the right side. That pitcher I mentioned earlier, Thomas St. Clair, got some time in the professional ranks.
Yep.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs to Anthony Perino, the first baseman. And that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two 2-0 lead for the Catawba Indians, the 5 seed. This is not an elimination game. Two is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and now time is called. And the catcher, Zach Miller, will walk out to the mound to speak with Ben Gilks.
It's always interesting as a former player, and just even when I played, especially this conversation right now. He's not telling him anything about what he's doing right or wrong. I guarantee he's just out there. Well, how are you doing? Hey, what are we gonna have for dinner later? Like, I'm still hungry.
Those conversations, dream scenario to mic up those conversations.
Oh yeah, I used to love them. You know, I've had as a former infielder, I've had several of those with pitchers. You go out there, what do you just need to get him to think of something else because he can't find the zone, just whatever it is.
3-2 is launched in the air to right. Playable for Henderson Lentz, and that is going to end the bottom of the 6th inning. So 6 shutout innings for Ben Gilks, and Catawba leads it 2-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. Christian, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, sir. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I always like getting on the air and talking with you guys.
Yeah,
and
it's been a while.
and it was nice to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen you in a little while, so
yeah,
it's always good.
It's good to be seen. Good to be seen. Good to be seen. All right, enjoy the rest of the night and set your alarm tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
All right, we move on to the top of the 7th inning, a 2-0 lead for Catawba. Sam Hyman back with you. It was great to have Christian Stryker, the Associate Commissioner for Championships and External Operations, joining us. Chatting about these two programs, Catawba, Lenoir-Rhyne, and the rest of the South Atlantic Conference. Catawba in good hands as well. Forgot to mention, first-year AD Michelle Cadigan. Taking that school to another level. A 1 and 1 strike to count. We already mentioned that the Catawba baseball program renovated Newman Park, one of the oldest facilities in the league, to an all-turf surface to recharge and create additional momentum for this Catawba baseball program. And that athletic department definitely has more and more excitement moving forward, as does Lenoir-Rhyne and their facilities as well. Here's a check swing. Cameron Mills bounces it towards the second baseman, Koliskowski, who makes the play, and there's 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Those new road unis that Catawba's rocking right now are brand new. I like how simple they are. Not trying to get too fancy with the uniforms. Braxton Davis steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. This bottom of the order for Catawba has been quiet. A combined 0 for 7. Braden Houston on the mound for LR. And that's a first pitch strike to Davis, who is looking for his first hit of this game. He is 1 for 9 in the first 2 games of this tournament. That's fouled back. Regardless of the outcome, these two teams will have a game tomorrow. The winner will play Wingate at 11 a.m. for the right to get to the championship on Monday. Catawba, at the moment, if this result holds, would face Wingate, and LR would play at 2:45 in an elimination game against Newberry. 0-2 is swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So Braden Houston, Braden Houston has come in and looked very sharp. This bullpen for Lenoir-Rhyne is well rested. They did not need to go to it last night because Josh Lanham went 9 shutout innings. Chris Ramirez, the head coach of LR, spoke very highly of Braden Houston, as well as Spencer Floyd and Ben Freeble, the side armor. Carlos Lara at the plate, second baseman. He's 0 for 2. And that is a strike on the outside corner. Count is 1-1. We'll have 3 games tomorrow. The winner of the first game will move on to Monday's championship. The loser of that first game, Wingate versus either Catawba or Lenoir-Rhyne, would have to turn around and play later that night, later tomorrow night. That misses low, 2-1. Two balls and a strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning from Kodak, Tennessee. Situated in the Great Smoky Mountains. 2-1 is popped up. This is behind home plate. Clarno disposes the mask, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So Braden Houston with a 1-2-3, top of the 7th. And all LR needs is a little bit of offense. They have gone silent tonight with just 2 hits after 13 hits yesterday in an 8-0 win. Time to stretch on the SAC Digital Network.
Not everybody's going to pick Catawba, but Catawba can be a place for anybody.
You can find a sense of belonging. You can find your people here, and it can be whatever you make it.
If you want to transform into the person you have the potential to be,
if you aspire to inspire the world around you and others,
if you want to discover a sense of belonging and make it what you want, there's a place for you here.
Catawba College is waiting. Are you ready?
Excellence, integrity, care, curiosity. These are the values that define who we are. A community of thinkers, competitors, and achievers passionately pursuing the path of a purpose-driven life. Because at Lenoir-Rhyne University, we are called to greatness. We are LR.
Bottom of the 7th inning from Kodak, Tennessee. Catawba clinging to a 2-0 lead over Lenoir-Rhyne. Sam Hyman back with you on the SAC Digital Network. Wade Kuda, Bryce Stober, Eric Ramirez. 7, 8, and 9 for the Bears, facing Ben Gilks, who's thrown 6 shutout innings, 5 strikeouts, 92 pitches for the righty. And he's working quickly here as this is fouled off to the right side. Well, yesterday, Lenoir-Rhyne scored 8 runs on 13 hits. The bats were booming, specifically in the 6th inning. 6 runs on 6 hits in the 6th inning alone vaulted LR to an 8-0 win over Queens. But they have been very quiet tonight. This is a team that really loves the long ball. They've hit just 1 in this tournament. That was off the bat of Anthony Perino in the 9th inning last night. However, Chris Ramirez said that the main message that I want to pass along to this team is that, and to the viewers out there, is that we are not one-dimensional. We can do a lot of different things on offense. 2-2 has popped up into right field. Henderson Lentz, can of corn, 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. Bryce Stober comes to the plate for Lenoir-Rhyne. Here's the pitch, and that is a slider that hits the outer corner, strike 1. Stober 0 for 2 today. This is a much better outing for Ben Gilks, the 2nd time around this season against Lenoir-Rhyne. In his first appearance against the Bears, Ben Gilks allowed 11 hits, 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. Because Catawba still won the game because of their offense late, scoring 8 runs in the final 2 frames. But it was a real rocky situation for Gilks, who throws, and that is foul. Let's watch this again. The catcher, Zach Miller, is claiming that that was bounced in front of the plate, but it is ruled a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That is chopped. Foul again. In the South Atlantic Conference, we will crown 2 lacrosse tournament champions on both the men's and women's side. And Monday will be baseball. Today was softball, LMU SAC champions, as that is a called strike 3, and Stober is retired for the 3rd time in this game. 2 down for Eric Ramirez. And that is high for ball 1 to Ramirez. Ben Gilks pitching for the 2nd time. The 2nd time in this tournament. Only threw 38 pitches and 2 scoreless innings in the do-or-die play-in game on Thursday. This would be quite the Herculean weekend for Catawba if they were to win this tournament championship, because they would end up playing more games than anybody, because they are the only team left from the play-in teams that had to play the single elimination do or die game on Thursday. Here's the 3-1, and that's outside, ball 4. Last time that Catawba won the SAC tournament title was a couple of years ago, 2019. They rolled through. Well, not rolled through. They had a couple of one-run games, 2 shutout victories. Did not lose in that tournament in the double elimination format. Went 4-0, a great run to capture the 2019 SAC tournament championship. And that same year rolled through the region 3-0. And then in the Super Regionals in 2019, eked out 2 one-run victories against North Greenville at North Greenville to advance to carry North Carolina and play in the College World Series. As time is called, and Jim Gant with a quick jog out to the mound to speak with his pitcher, Ben Gilks. Catawba made it to Cary in 2019, but did not win a game. They lost twice in the double elimination format to UC San Diego and Mercyhurst. One ball and no strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th from Kodak, Tennessee. 108 pitches for Gilks. And that is on the outside corner, strike 1 to David Bell. LR's leadoff hitter, who's 0 for 3 today. One is high, 2-1. Bell, the redshirt sophomore from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, out of Kings Mountain High School. Appeared in just 18 games last season as a redshirt freshman. This year he started in 49 games. And the 2-1 is a towering pop-up that's carrying into shallow left field, and Luke Spiva makes the catch to retire the side. Still, no runs in the game for Lenoir-Rhyne. Catawba has been steady defensively and on the mound thanks to Ben Gilks, who's thrown 7 shutout innings. We go to the 8th after this on the SAC Digital Network.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
As soon as you win the state championship, you start getting calls and emails and brochures sent to you from all these ring companies. We'd already talked for a long time that the first one we got here at BA, it was going to be the biggest thing we could find. Right? It was going to be the biggest ring we could get. You know, we wanted to make this a celebration for the community, right? For our administration, for our school, right? And then to honor the kids. It's a big deal anytime you win a state championship in any sport.
A look at the bracket here in the Pilot Flying J SAC Baseball Championship. Winner of this game, Catawba Lenoir-Rhyne, will face the defending SAC tournament champions, the Wingate Bulldogs, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. The loser of this game will play Newberry in a do-or-die contest at 2:45 tomorrow afternoon. Good news for these two teams, regardless of the outcome tonight. They'll still have a game tomorrow. New pitcher on the mound for the Bears. It is the right-hander with a lot of promise, Spencer Floyd, the 6'1", 170-pounder from Maiden, North Carolina, just up the road from Hickory. He's only a freshman, and the sky is the limit for this young man who, according to head coach Chris Ramirez, has his fastball now in the low 90s and has been an LR lifer. Went to a lot of showcase camps growing up as a kid. Coach Ramirez said his fastball was around 82 to 84 in high school, and now it's in the low 90s in his freshman season at LR, and he pumps in a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. 4.30 ERA for Spencer Floyd out of the bullpen this season in 23 innings in his first year with the Bears. Top of the order for Catawba, Levi Perel is behind in the count here, 0-2. The 0-2 is way outside. Perel has been busy today. He's reached base all 3 times in 3 different ways. A walk, a drop third strike, and a single. And the 1-2. High. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Floyd fires, 2-2, called strike 3. Perel is down on strikes. And there's one down in the top of the 8th inning. Great fastball, level with the knees. First pitch swinging from Luke Spiva is fouled off. Spiva has quieted down a little bit compared to yesterday, where he erupted for 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's just 1 for 3 today. And choking up with an 0-1 count is Spiva. 2-0 lead for Catawba, the 5 seed, playing their 3rd game in as many days. 1-1 is up and away, 2-1. Time is called. The Bears won their first SAC tournament game yesterday since 2006 in impressive fashion. Tonight, they have been shut down. It's only a 2-run game, though. And the Bears have 6 outs to play with. The 3-1 pitch is chopped. First base side. Perino races to the bag and is in time. A foot race after Perino sprung off the dirt to get that high hopper. Check this out one more time. Chokes up on the bat, high bouncer, and Perino goes airborne and quickly rushes to the bag and gets the out. Very close over at first base. And there's 2 down. Here's Dylan Driver. And that is low for ball 1. And the breaking ball misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 down. Top of the 8th inning. Here at Smoky Stadium in Kodak, Tennessee. The Pilot Flying J SAC tournament. Day number 3. Our first game was an elimination game. Newberry bounced Carson-Newman out of the tournament. So the 2-seed Wolves play tomorrow at 2:45. In game 2, Wingate and Queens in a slugfest. The Bulldogs won 9-8 to start 2-0 in the tournament. They play tomorrow at 11 a.m. 3-0 is right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. In that 9-8 game, Wingate got a tremendous performance out of the bullpen from Cal Reel. 3 2/3 innings of shutout baseball in his first appearance ever in a SAC tournament game. That's a walk, and Driver is aboard with 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Pardon me, Henderson Lentz coming to the bat. That's Driver who drew the walk. So he's aboard for the 2nd time today. Lentz is 2 for 3 at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. There goes Driver. Pitch is low for a ball, and Clarno, who is pretty sure-handed behind the dish, bounces it wide. And that is a stolen base for Dylan Driver. Had no chance. And time is called. As we've got a mound visit here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Pitching coach Derek Beasley is out there on the mound. Third season with the Bears. He was in the Oakland A's farm system in 2014 through 2017. A 2.93 ERA in the New York Penn League with the Vermont Lake Monsters in Burlington. Derek Beasley played his college ball at USC Aiken. After the mound visit, and the pitch is low for ball 3 to Lentz. Bears only need one more out to end the inning. Three-0 is going to connect on the outside corner for a called strike. Two down. Top of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4. And Lentz is aboard. Back-to-back walks issued by Spencer Floyd, a freshman phenom, according to Chris Ramirez. There's activity down the left field line for the Bears, but at the moment, Floyd is out there. It's his inning to lose. Dylan Wilkinson at the plate. He takes low for ball 1. Spencer Floyd's last appearance was April 22nd against LMU, and in one inning he walked 3 batters. He's had a couple of control problems of late. One-0. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, and Catawba is a couple of balls away from loading the bases without a hit in the inning. The pitch, a bluff steal, and it's a strike. Floyd kicks and fires. Just inside, and it's 3-1. Lenoir-Rhyne coming into this tournament with the best ERA as a team and second in the nation in strikeouts per 9 innings at 11.9. But right now, a bit rocky. Three-1 is outside, and that's ball 4. So 3 straight walks from the freshman Spencer Floyd. And he has stabbed himself in the arm a bit here now. The bases are loaded for Zach Miller, the catcher, and Chris Ramirez is not going to take any chances. Floyd, in his first appearance in a SAC tournament game, a little bit rattled. And we'll have a pitching change. So we'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. A tough day at the office for Spencer Floyd. New pitcher coming on for LR in a tough spot. Bases loaded, 2 outs. We'll resume the top of the 8th next on the SAC Digital Network.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
New pitcher on the mound for the Bears. It's Michael Allen. A 4.24 ERA coming into this tournament. He's dwindled that down to a 3.29 ERA after a good ending to the season. The righty kicks and delivers, and the breaking ball is fouled back. Michael Allen is a redshirt junior from Mateo, North Carolina, out of Mateo High School, 5'10", 175 pounds. Zach Miller is at the plate for Catawba. He's 0 for 3. Bases are loaded. All base runners on via the walk. 0-1, waved at and missed, and Allen is quickly one strike away from putting this frame to rest. Oh, 0-2 the count with 2 outs. In the top of the 8th inning, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Allen needs just 3 pitches to strand the bases loaded. And the Bears buckle down in the top of the 8th. 2-0 Catawba leading it, heading into the home half of the 8th after this on the SAC Digital Network.
Every student comes to Wingate with a story. I know I did. Our students come from all walks of life.
They come to us as young people with hopes and dreams of their own. They're looking to Wingate to become the best version of themselves, and that's what we do.
The effect that Wingate has on me is compounded by the effect I have on the world after I leave Wingate.
Because making a difference is fundamental
to what we are as a university
and who we are as people.
Good vibes for this Catawba team, leading 2-0. A glance into their dugout as we start the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's still go time for Ben Gilks. Out there for the 8th inning. He's gone 7 strong, and he fires a strike, and the count's 0-1 to Cole Laskowski. "113 pitches in this game for Ben Gilks. One of his best outings of the season. That's up and away, and the count's 2-1. Last season, Catawba had the SAC Pitcher of the Year in Brian Ketchie, who had a dazzling 1.82 ERA in 84 innings. Let's watch this one that just misses high. "3-1 is outside, and that's ball 4. So for just the second time this game, LR has got the leadoff man aboard, and I think that's going to be it for Ben Gilks. Cole Laskowski reaches. It'll bring up Drew Yanesta. This is the heart of the Lenoir-Rhyne order. And we've got a new pitcher coming on for the Catawba Indians. And it is their closer, Robbie Cowie, who is coming on in the bottom of the 8th inning for a possible 6-out save. We will step aside. 2-0 Catawba here in the 8th, with Lenoir-Rhyne threatening a runner on first, nobody out, and the heart of their order due up. We'll be back on the SAC Digital Network. The new pitcher on the mound for Catawba, the first reliever of the night after 7 innings and 1 batter from Ben Gilks. It's Robbie Cowie, the closer, the South Atlantic Conference's leader in saves with 9. Checks in to try and shut the door for this extended save opportunity. Drew Yanesta will lead off, and he takes up an in for ball 1. Cowie, 6'5", 215 from Lincolnton, North Carolina, a junior who has had an excellent season at 2 flat ERA, the best ERA amongst relievers during the regular season in the conference. 34 strikeouts to 13 walks in 36 innings and 9 saves for Robbie Cowie. Second team All-SAC selection. And that's popped up right side, foul, 2-1. Catawba leads the SAC in double plays turned. They would love nothing more than to get that right now. They have not turned a double play tonight. A 2-1. Outside. Cowie was a second-team All-SAC selection last season. Followed that up this year with another second-team All-Conference. 3-1 up and in, ball 4, and there are runners at first and second with nobody out. It's getting interesting late in this game. The potential go-ahead run is aboard Nick Clarno, who is 0 for 3 today. Can change this game in one swing. Four home runs this season for Clarno. The pitch, and he squares to bunt and pulls back. It's upstairs. The intensity rising here in the late innings. Cowie fires. Here's a bunt attempt again, and why not try and mess around with the mind of Cowie, who has had a difficult time finding the strike zone. Cowie will speak with his catcher, Zach Miller. This is a Catawba team that swept Lenoir-Rhyne during the regular season. But the Bears are in position to get right back in this game with their heart of the order at the plate right now. Nick Clarno, who is hitless today, had 2 hits yesterday in the 8-0 win against Queens. And that is ball 3. As Cowie spiked that one in the dirt, so no one had a chance because Miller blocked it. No one had a chance to advance the bag, but there's one ball right here, and the bases are loaded. And that is a strike. In the top of the 8th inning, it was Lenoir-Rhyne who walked the bases loaded and had to get out of a bases loaded jam to preserve this 2-0 deficit. 3-1, and that is outside. The bases are loaded for the Bears. 3 walks to start the inning, and the potential go-ahead run is at first base for Louis Attiles. Unbelievable. Attiles with 6 homers this season. Grounds this one foul, third base side. There are no outs in this inning. This is a prime situation for Lenoir-Rhyne to finally crack the scoreboard. The 0-1. Fastball charged through the left side. Base hit, 1 run is in. And finally the Bears bust open the score sheet with their first run of the game. It's an RBI single from Louis Attiles to bring in Laskowski. 2-1, and the bases still loaded with no outs. That's just past the glove of Mills. That's just the 3rd hit of the game for LR. And this is Anthony Perino, who is tied for 2nd in the conference with 59 RBIs. 3 ducks on the pond. Perino homered in the 9th inning last night down the right field line. The team's leader in hitting, a .390 average for Perino. And he swings and charges this one down into shallow center field. Base hit, we're locked at 2. An RBI single from Anthony Perino brings in Drew Yanesta, and the Bears are right back in this game, 2 apiece in the bottom of the 8th inning. Right over top of Lara's mitt. And that is RBI number 60 on the season for Anthony Perino. Clarno moves to 3rd. Attiles at 2nd. Perino at 1st. And 26-year head coach Jim Gant of Catawba has seen a lot during his time at Catawba. And his closer, Robbie Cowie, who has a league best 9 saves, has given up this lead. And we're just in the 8th inning. There are no outs with the bases still loaded. There's activity down the right field line for Catawba. And not 7 innings. But finally, Lenoir-Rhyne has cracked the score sheet, and they not only have a chance, not only do they have a chance to tie this game, now they have a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. Had just 2 hits through the first 7 innings. Here's the pitch to Wade Kuda. Or pardon me, we've got a pinch hitter. A pinch hitter for Lenoir-Rhyne. It's Braden Collette. 26th game of the season. Freshman from Evans, Georgia. Oh, is foul tipped for strike 2. Catawba swept Lenoir-Rhyne during the regular season. The Bears seeking revenge on the big stage. 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Cowie rears back and punches out Collette, the pinch hitter, for the first out of the inning. That's a tough spot to come in cold off the pine as Collette is late on the fastball. So there is still a golden opportunity for Lenoir-Rhyne. They only need a sacrifice fly or a hard hit ball in the gaps of left and right center. This is popped up down the right field line, foul, strike one. This would be an incredible bounce back performance on the mound for Cowie if he escapes without giving up another run and keeping this game tied at 2. Oh and 1 the count, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. And the pitch. That is just outside, a ball. It's 1-1. All tied at 2. Lenoir-Rhyne started this inning with 3 walks offensively. 1-1 is popped up, foul, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. And time is called. One, two, called strike 3. Cowie does it again. Back-to-back strikeouts. And there are 2 down in the 8th with the bases loaded. The hook freezes Stober for the backwards K, and now it's up to Eric Ramirez, the number 9 hitter, to break this 2-2 tie in the 8th. Both of these teams, regardless of a win or a loss, will play tomorrow. And this bounces in the dirt. Winner of this game faces Wingate at 11 a.m., which is almost 12 hours from now. It's currently 10:49. It's going to be a quick turnaround for whoever wins this game. Eric Ramirez is 1 for 2 with a walk. And he got something in his eye. One 0 is knocked foul, right side. Bears have not led in this game. They did not score until this inning. Nick Clarno at third. Louis Attili's at second, Anthony Perino at first. Cowie has struck out the last 2 batters. Unproductive outs for the Bears the last 2 plate appearances. Ramirez, can he deliver at the plate in clutch time with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning? One is swung on and missed, strike 2. And Cowie is one strike away from getting out of this without his team trailing. Huge pitch right here. Ramirez at the plate awaits. The 1-2 is fouled back. All tied at 2. Hits are also even at 4 apiece. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, Robbie Cowie rears back and strikes out 3 in a row to strand the bases loaded, but not before the Bears tie the game at 2 with 2 RBI singles. Catawba and Lenoir-Rhyne tied at 2 heading to the 9th in this fierce duel on a Saturday night. We'll be back in a moment for the top of the 9th inning on the SAC Digital Network. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Lenoir-Rhyne and Catawba, brand new ball game, tied at 2. And the new pitcher on the mound for LR is the sidearmer Ben Friebel, a 2.31 ERA coming into this tournament. And 3 saves for the right-hander, who is the 4th pitcher out of the bullpen for Chris Ramirez's team. He'll face the bottom of the order for Catawba. This is Cameron Mills, who takes a strike. Well, if we turn back the clock to that last half inning, goodness, it looked like a disaster for Catawba. The bases were loaded to start the inning thanks to 3 walks. LR was in business, got 2 RBI singles. This is jacked into right center field. It's carrying well, and the center fielder, a defensive replacement, Braden Collette, makes the catch for out number 1. After those 2 RBI singles, which tied the game, Robbie Cowie, who gave up those RBI singles, reared back and struck out 3 in a row. So the Bears could have scored a run with an out, a sacrifice fly RBI ground out, but they didn't even put the ball in play. And thus we're tied at 2 here in the 9th inning. And now the umpires are coming together here to talk about something, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Chris Rebessa, Gary Keller, Jason Klinger, and Terry Konzich, are chatting about something. It might be about maybe there's some sticky stuff on Ben Friebel's hat. I don't think it's anything. A mini investigation of sorts. So with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, here's Braxton Davis, who's 0 for 3. And that's strike 1. Well, this is it's good news for LR that they did not have to use a reliever last night, because they've used 4 tonight. Ben Friebel being the 4th. Friebel, Houston, and Spencer Floyd can all be closers on this team. Chris Ramirez has a versatile bullpen as this one is pushed on the ground towards second. Laskowski, clean throw, a little wide, but Perino applies the tag, and that's out number 2 in the 9th. Laskowski's been a little shaky over at second base. Bobbled the ball that allowed 1 run to score earlier in the game, as we check out Perino clearly applying the tag in time. And Carlos Lara comes to the plate here in the top of the 9th inning. And that is just outside for ball 1. LR will have the top of the order due up. David Bell, Cole Laskowski, and Drew Yanesta to try and win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. And this is lined right at the shortstop to end the frame. Luis Attili's clean work, and he is trying to fire up the Bears, who are looking for a 3rd unanswered run to win the game. They have a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. The top of the order is due up for Lenoir-Rhyne as we step aside for just a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth...
It was Mr. Hines who made me want to become a teacher.
And then I said, that's one small step for man, one giant leap!
And that's why we don't try this at home. Any questions?
He inspired me. But it was LMU that helped me turn that dream into a reality.
7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
It's go time. Bottom of the 9th inning. Lenoir-Rhyne can win it with 1 run. The winner of this game will have to turn around in exactly 12 hours and play the defending SAC tournament champions. But they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about these two teams are thinking about just winning this game to put themselves in that position. If they lose, the loser of this game will still play tomorrow in a do-or-die contest at 2:45. This pitch is drilled into left field, and David Bell sparks the Bears with a leadoff single in the bottom of the 9th inning. And that dugout is lit. That looks like a bison, not a bear, propped in the dugout as we see Bell pull this one into left field. His first hit of this game, his third of the tournament. And it kickstarts the bottom of the ninth inning. Bell represents the winning run. Laskowski squares to bunt. It's upstairs for ball one. Robbie Cowie has been topsy-turvy in this game. He came in with one runner on, walked the first two batters he faced, gave up 2 RBI singles, then struck out 3 in a row to keep this game deadlocked at 2. 1-0 is bunted foul up the first base line. The Bears are 0-3 this season against Catawba. One ball and one strike to count to Cole Laskowski. David Bell at first. He's the winning run, the pitch. And Laskowski drops down a terrific bunt. Cowie bobbles the ball and has no place to go. Everybody is safe. First and second, nobody out. And the Bears are in business. Watch this one more time. A great high chop bunt that Cowie waited a little too long, stabbed at it. His eyes, you can look at his eyes, and he's staring at first without looking at the ball. And that's going to go down as a single, a bunt single for Laskowski. First and second, nobody out. The winning run is at second. It's David Bell, as the Bears look for 3 unanswered runs to try and win this game. This is Catawba's closer, Robbie Cowie. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball one. And a quick stoppage here. Bears won their first SAC tournament game last night since 2006. They have a chance to win their second in dramatic fashion and set up a date with the defending SAC champions Wingate tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. in the winner's bracket. 1-0. Fastball is smashed into left center field. It's ticketed for the gap. Bell rounds third. Bell is gonna score. And LR wins it in walk-off fashion. Drew Yanesta is your hero. 3-2. LR scores 3 unanswered and wins it. What a moment for the Bears, who bring magic to Tennessee. They were down 2-0 after 7 innings and rally with 3 runs late. 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. And the Bears have put themselves into prime position to win a third game. They got a tough test in less than 12 hours, but they're in the winner's bracket, and they will take on Wingate tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. But right now, just enjoying the moments after what was a quiet day offensively for LR turned into an incredible ending. And Josh Lanham is celebrating in the outfit. I'm not sure what he is doing, but he is sprinting. This is a dead sprint through the tunnel as Lenoir-Rhyne bounces back and wins. We'll take a quick break and have our post-game interviews. It should be exciting to hear from those guys. Back in a moment on the SAC Digital Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
And we welcome you back to the Pilot Flying JSAC tournament. A dramatic finish. Lenoir-Rhyne defeats Catawba 3-2 in walk-off fashion. Drew Yanesta delivers. He is the hero. But first, we are joined by the head coach of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, Chris Ramirez. 2-0 to start this SAC tournament. And Coach, what a game. This was an unbelievable game for your team. You were down 2-0 through 7 innings, and you come back and win it in walk-off fashion. What was going through your mind towards the end of that game, and how did your team find a way to win this one?
You know, honestly, we've been doing that all year. Our guys are tough, fought to the end. You nested with the big knock. But a lot of tough at-bats. We got the starters pitch count up. We couldn't get him out of the game. He was in there for a long time, and then finally got to the bullpen, and just couldn't be more proud of our guys. I honestly don't even know what happened. We got some runs there and tied it, and then got to the ninth with a chance to get the win and the walk-off, and our guys were ready to go. Man, they fought to the end.
What'd you learn about your team today?
I mean, that's what we've been doing all year, and I think, maybe what we're learning about our program is that we can play in these championship-type scenarios. I think we've had a big-time regular season, and we've done things like this all season, but Lenoir-Rhyne baseball hasn't quite done this at the conference tournament, and I think that's probably what we're showing that we can do.
Drew Yanesta delivers with the game-winning hit in the 9th inning. An RBI to bring in David Bell. What type of person is Drew that people may not know about him? And we know he's a good player, but what type of person is he?
He's off the charts. Intangibles off the charts. Leader in the weight room, leader off the field. He's new to our program as a transfer, a 4-year transfer, and he's had a great college career, and he's just the guy that, he can play every position on the field, and, he's a baseball player, and he came up in a big spot, and he got it done.
And lastly, you've got a quick turnaround tomorrow. You'll take on the defending national champions, the defending SAC tournament champions, the Wingate Bulldogs. What are your thoughts on that matchup tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.?
We're excited about it. We're excited. We want to play the best, and, to be the best, you got to beat the best. So, we're ready to go. We know those guys are, a great program and, a great team. So it'll be a good matchup at 11 a.m.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the win tonight, and get some rest.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Chris Ramirez, and now we'll hear from the hero, Drew Yanesta, who is in his first season with this program. A transfer from Erskine delivers the walk-off hit to give the Bears a 3-2 victory in 9 innings. And now we'll head downstairs and welcome in Drew. Drew, congratulations on a tremendous come-from-behind win. Your team was down 2-0 after 7 innings. You delivered with the game-winning hit in the 9th inning. What was going through your mind in that at-bat?
We had a lot of guys working hard. Our pitchers kept us in the game. We had some good defense. And, when I got up there, leadoff single, then a walk or a bunt for a hit. And I just wanted to pick up the guys. I really haven't done much this tournament, and the first hit coming in a big spot. I'm just really thankful for our guys battling back and put me in position to even do that.
What did you learn about your team here tonight?
What's up?
What did you learn about your team here tonight?
That we're just a gritty group. We've known that we can compete and come back at any time, and it really showed today, even in a big spot. When stuff really didn't go our way, we made some mistakes, but just battling through some adversity and keeping it cool, calm, and collected, and knowing that we can score late too.
This is your first year with Lenoir-Rhyne. You transferred over from Erskine. Why did you decide to come to Lenoir-Rhyne, and what has the experience been like here in Hickory?
Yeah, it's been a great experience in Hickory. I played 4 years at Erskine. I felt like I needed to move on. I wanted to start my graduate degree, so Lenoir-Rhyne offered me an opportunity, and I was lucky to end up on a great team, a great ball club, great group of guys. It was just super exciting. And I love being in Hickory. Love being around this group.
That's awesome. Can you explain what you're holding right now? What is this?
Yeah, one of our he's our donors, one of our sponsors. He comes to all our games. He actually made the trip tonight. This is our little Buffalo. Gets the juice going, keeps the guys up.
Well, get some rest tonight, and you'll probably need that juice tomorrow. A quick turnaround against the defending national champs. Congratulations on the win, Drew.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. What a way to end the night as Drew Yanesta about to get the Gatorade bath, or the ice bath, if you will, as the first-year LR Bear who comes over from Erskine after 4 years celebrates with his teammates, and Lenoir-Rhyne has punched its ticket to Sunday in the winner's bracket. It'll set up Wingate Lenoir-Rhyne for the right to get to the championship on Monday. The loser of that game will play tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. approximately. So our matchups are set. The first 2 games, it'll be Wingate versus Lenoir-Rhyne, and Newberry will take on Catawba in the loser's bracket. So long. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks so much for watching. Sam Hyman saying, we appreciate all of you for tuning in for our 3 games today. Once again, your final score, Lenoir-Rhyne wins it 3-2 over Catawba in walk-off fashion. Drew Yanesta plays hero with an RBI hit in the 9th inning. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for watching.